Are you ready? All right. Good morning. Good morning. Whoa, isn't that, wow, that was fabulous. Can we do that again just for that effect? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that was fabulous. Thank you so much. Thank you, Taryn. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Greater Naples. My name is Tony Fisher. Grateful to serve all of you as minister. I'm especially grateful this morning that we're celebrating our religious exploration program. And I would love, because we can't recognize everybody during this service, anyone who has participated in any way, whether you brought snacks or greeted or participated in any of the activities that our youth have been involved in this year, to stand up right now and be acknowledged for your help in that. So everybody who's done that. As the saying goes, it takes a village, and we've got a great one here. Thank you so much, all of you. And there'll be some other acknowledgments as we move through the day. But right now, I'm especially excited that we have Brentley Bisogno Moore here to sort of help us finalize our welcome to you. Good morning.
Well, good morning and thank you. Number one, I would just like to point out Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers all around the world. Whether they be with you or still in your heart, all the mothers around the world should be loved just as much on any day, but this day is just to appreciate them as much as anyone can, because they're our moms. So good morning. I'm just glad that all of you guys have joined us, whether you're here, out on the pavilion, or watching us on Facebook Live. Please know that everyone is always welcome here. And in fact, that's how our mission statement begins. We are a welcoming congregation freely seeking intellectual and spiritual growth. We strive to create a larger community of peace, justice, and love. Here, as people of all ages, we learn and grow together and try to live our values in the wider community. If you're new to our congregation, we are especially grateful you've joined us today, and we're especially grateful that you found us.
So, Brentley, do you play video games?
Yeah.
So what are we starting with tonight? We're having a first here at UUCGN today.
Yes.
We are starting our service with one of a theme from a video game. Mm-hmm. And Simon, one of your classmates, is playing with his mom and dad to start our service. So what was the game? Hollow Knight. Have you played Hollow Knight?
I've never played Hollow Knight before.
You never played it? All right.
Nope.
Well, now that you're going to hear this, maybe that'll be the next one you try.
Maybe. Okay, well, our hope is just to make you guys feel welcome, and now let's take a deep breath and get ready for Simon, and yeah.
The prelude. Awesome. Awesome. I want a plate. On this Mother's Day, we light our chalice to celebrate those who have taken on the task of nurturing a child in all the ways possible. We celebrate those who have nourished the light of truth and the warmth of compassion in growing minds and hearts. We celebrate those who have committed time and talent and treasure to the growth of others in this world. We light this chalice to celebrate and hold dear the flame of love that these efforts represent. Please join me in the chalice lighting response that you see on your screen or on your order of service. May this flame stir our hearts and remind us of our mission to be truly welcoming, to grow in mind and spirit, and to widen the circle of peace, justice, and love. And we thank Amber for lighting our chalice this morning. And now let's rise in body or spirit and join in singing our opening hymn. Come, come, whoever you are. We'll sing it once together, and then we'll break off, and we'll do it as a round in two parts. I'll lead this part, and Sean will lead over here, and we'll see how long we can go with that. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Okay. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of leaving. Ours is no yet again, come. Despair. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a seat. So this morning, whether you were aware of it or not, we are celebrating our religious exploration program. This is the last Sunday of our RE as families and kids get really busy at this time of year with end-of-school activities and so forth. So we take the opportunity this week to celebrate everything that's gone on this year, and I invite up forward our Director of Religious Exploration, Stephanie St. John, who has a great presentation for you this morning.
Thank you so much for being here today. Our YRE year has been one of growth and delight. We had a full year without COVID delays and have grown into the vision of a beloved community. I was delighted to have an RE assistant, Georgia Hopeful. And before I go into our story this year, I know some in our congregation love numbers. So I'm going to share those first so you can relax and hear the story. Last year, we had 8 families, no nursery, and 15 children who came at least once a month, all in one room, like a one-room schoolhouse. We now have 25 children enrolled, along with visitors who come from time to time. In RE, we have 14 children. In OWL, we have 8 teens, and we have 3 in nursery. This year, we have 13 families and a middle school program, and recently a nursery. There is much to celebrate. Our Whole Lives program, and we call it OWL, has been led by Ann Fisher, Alice Modick, Brad Cornell, Sherry Arns, and Steve Espinoza. So if you're here, please stand up. Thank you. It takes creativity, patience, a sense of humor, dedication, and love to teach OWL, and to be instructed in OWL. This is our human sexuality class that gives our youth the insight, respect, and understanding to guide them a lifetime. It is courageous, wise, and a loving thing to do at a very young age. We would like our OWL participants to come up together to receive a certificate for their participation and honor them today. Elliot, come on forward. Miguel, Rachel, Wolfie, Laura, Lucas, Chance, and Luca. This is a wonderful, wonderful group of youth. Yeah.
These kids did a great job and with their instructors of going through this year and going through a program that's really important. I'll talk a little bit about later, but congratulations on this achievement and for your participation. We're so grateful you're here and so grateful we could pass along this knowledge to you. So thank you so much, and thank you all. Okay. Well, I got to shake your hand. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Luca. All right. And I'll give this to you, Jody. Thanks all. You can head back to your seats.
Thank you. Thank you. NRE, this is the language we use for our 7 principles for the elementary ages and what drives our stories. Patty Friedberg came in September to help us write our covenant together based on these principles. Our covenant for 2022-23, and the children made this. These are their exact words. 1, treat everyone the way they want to be treated. 2, do not take what is not yours. Share with one another. 3, keep your promises and expect others to keep theirs. 4, tell the truth. 5, believe in yourselves and others. 6, leave the environment better than you found it. Leave no trace. 7, be courteous. 8, keep your spot clean. 9, don't discriminate. And this was written on September 18th, out of the mouth of babes, really. Now, 5 days later, after we wrote our covenant, Hurricane Ian hit. Many of our children went out into their neighborhoods and helped deliver food and clean debris. They were living their UU principles by respecting people, growing by exploring what is right and true in life, and believing in their ideas and acting on them. On Sunday, those who could help came and cleaned our grounds. In the state of Florida, schools have become a political and social battleground, and tolerance and kindness can be a luxury. So this year, we focused on religions around the world while also teaching social and environmental justice while we learn who we are as Unitarian Universalists. We first looked at our own sources in an interactive Spirit Play story. We explored Rosh Hashanah as anti-Semitism was roaring its ugly head here in America. Months later, we studied Passover. We also learned about St. Francis and the life story of Muhammad. We learned about the celebration of Diwali in India. So many religious celebrations begin with cleaning, decorating, special food, and new clothes. In some ways, we are very much alike. It was a fun art day in creating designs and artwork for Diwali, the Hindu harvest festival. Of course, we had our own annual Harvest Fest and pumpkin carving event. And this year, our teens were in charge. They did a fabulous job. Fun was had by all ages, a multi-generational event. Being the photographer and main teacher for RE, there are some things I forget to photograph. We get caught up in questions and activities. There is so much that goes into the program. When I put together a story, I sometimes memorize 8 to 9 pages of script with hand movements for all the pieces of the story. Each story has visual aids and is sometimes created out of Legos and origami. Most children are not just auditory learners. They need visual aids, music, or movement. We are fortunate to have all of the above. Abby Allison with Martha Cornell and Linda Swears, thank you. Stand up. Started the UU last year and have continued this year. It's been a wonderful addition to RE. Kay and Camilla have come in twice to give us a taste of lessons with movement. Are you here in here today? Stand up. The first was freedom and movement with sounds from Duke Ellington and John Baptiste, and then again movement with banned books, as we all know is important in Florida. Yeah, look at Georgia. I love that picture. Everybody gets into it. It's also important for children to be able to take action as they learn and live our principles. We start with weekend meals. Patty Friedberg and her husband Charlie. Patty, Charlie, are you here? Woo! Have been helping us with this for 2 years. They pulled in Missy and Louise. Missy's here. This May, when they were sick, we can't thank them enough. The children love it. Even the very youngest love it. They will grow up believing in their ideas and acting on them and believing in equity for all. Through Spirit Play, we learned the story of Rosa Parks and MLK Jr. Then we made signs and marched in the parade with others in the congregation. Half of our children participated in the march. We had a great time, which led us, some of us, to take part in another event together, the March for Queer and Trans Youth Autonomy. It was another multi-generational event. We're taking action. I've mentioned Kay and Camilla and Patty and Charlie, but I've had special guests in over the year to help us, and I thank each and every one of them. It does take a village. As you know, science doesn't mean as much in Florida as it did before COVID. Gene Goldberg brought in Bertha Vasquez and friends to talk about science, and we loved it. We learned about DNA. Julie Wang, I don't know if she's here today, came in for Chinese New Year's, and Elizabeth Morell, and she might be out on the porch, taught us of the origin of dream catchers. Thank you. There are really too many Sundays to mention, and they were all a lot of fun. I know Tony's great, but you have no idea. Janet Hoffman, I think Janet's here. She may be, yes. And Brad Cornell taught us so much about the environment, and they are just key to our program. Thank you. Janet also taught us about the power of voting, because it's never too young. We had a blast learning about the origins of Mardi Gras, and of course, everyone's favorite, the flower ceremony and the canned scavenger hunt. We celebrated Earth Day, and every year we celebrate Buddha's birthday. And I want to leave you with some of these photos while I thank some very special people. Roy Stewie. Is Roy here today? Yes! Joined us this year to assist once a month with the elementary, and he's been a wonderful addition to the program. Adrian Cady is our fairy godmother and brings special treats. Adrian, are you in here? Yes. She brings special treats, even gluten-free, for all the holidays and special events. She is our cheerleader. If you want to know anything about our program, ask her. John Roberts for making butterfly sculpture for the kids to enjoy as they come into the church. Is John here? My RE assistant, Georgia Hopeful, who made this year run so smoothly. I mean, what a gift and a pleasure to work with her. And Ada Blanco, who came in to help make MLK posters and invite us to the parade. And parents for bringing their children instead of sleeping in on a Sunday, and I know how hard that is. I once had young children myself. And board members and members of the congregation for greeting and bringing snacks. That kids need food. It's an integral part. And especially my YRE committee for being dedicated to the program and being advocates for our youth and children and all their hard work to make this happen. Patty Freeberg is on our committee. Jody Bisogno. Tabitha Stadler. Stand up, stand up. See, they're so shy. There you go. And Tony Fisher. I also want to give a special shout out to Ann Fisher. Ann? For bringing Al together. She was truly instrumental in training and organizing Al. We owe her a debt of gratitude. And I thank all of you for your stewardship to make this program continue to grow. Thank you all so much.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
And we have to thank Stephanie for all her work. So we invite our younger children to head out with Stephanie for an additional activity. And invite our OWL kids to stay. There are some of you who have assignments, so you have to. But if you would prefer to go outside, you're welcome to do that as well. Bye, Taryn. Bye, Jacob. Enjoy. Bye, Maya. Let's sing them out with Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me, sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón cántale tu compasión. Sopla a volar, sube en la mar, hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Arraigame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí.
We have this opportunity every week to settle and to share, to be part of a loving community, both in listening and giving. I want to acknowledge that yesterday we had a truly wonderful service for Flo Beckler here in the sanctuary. There were roses on her seat this morning, and we miss her dearly. It was truly a wonderful experience with some great sharing. Some family members were here, and it was great to hear their perspectives as well. And so we remember Flo, and we'll always do so. And we honor her in the life of this congregation. I also want to share a deep sorrow this morning. As many of you know, recently our school board has been debating a new superintendent, and there's been much public comment during appropriate times at the school board meetings for people to share their ideas, their concerns. And unfortunately, some of that language has been hurtful to many. I have to share an experience that our friend Rabbi Adam Miller had following his presentation a week and a half ago at the school board meeting just before the vote. He spoke, he provided his thoughts during his 3 minutes, but as he was leaving the building, he was harassed with anti-Semitic comments, followed out into the parking lot, and he decided that it would be better part of valor to turn around and head back into the building, at which time these two people decided to withdraw. But such action in this community is so startling, so sad. There's no place for it. Our thoughts are with Adam, with his community, with the Jewish community in general, at the state of hate here in Southwest Florida. And it is our job, I believe, to counter that with our own voices as often as we possibly can. As I said, this is a time for us to share with one another our own personal joys and sorrow. If you have something that you would like to share this morning, I hope that you will raise your hand. I'll bring you the microphone. Tell us your name and briefly what's in your heart. Joys and sorrows.
Thank you. I'm Kay, and about a year ago today, Camila had a ruptured brain aneurysm. From the emergency room, she was flown to Tampa, and for emergency surgery, she was in the ICU for 3 weeks. However, I'm talking about a joy today because here she is. She survived and is alive, and she works hard every day to regain her short-term memory, which is the main thing that she lost during the aneurysm. So thanks to all of you for giving her such a big welcome here, and thank you.
We are grateful for both of your presences.
Hi, I'm Janet Hoffman, and I have two joys. One is that my son and grandson came today, but I'm also very proud of my son. And if you talk to him, look at his shirt and ask him about what he's working on, he'll tell you, and I'm very proud of him.
Hi, I'm Bill McCormick. Now, in the spirit of our RE Sunday, I give a little report on students who were seniors last year at Emerson Academy. We did a survey of where they're going to go to college, but except for one student I haven't heard from, all of them are moving on to college. And we've gotten acceptances to Bowdoin College, University of Chicago, Columbia, University of Tampa, and we also were happy to report that our students have been awarded over $400,000 in scholarships last year. We have 2 kids going for free rides to Columbia and Northwestern University. So we're happy about the outcome.
Awesome program.
Skip Lundborg. I have an incredible joy today. Given the atmosphere of what passes for education around here, I'm extremely proud to be a UU today. To have our kids learn the facts about who they are and how to treat others. Absolutely outstanding.
Hello, I'm Stephen Hemrick, Ellen's brother, and it's my joy to be here celebrating Mother's Day with her. And I'm from Boston. Yeah, what did I say? Okay. And my other joy is for all mothers, including my birth mother who passed away several years ago. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Stephen.
Hi, Steve. Some of you might know that in 2015, Ken and I brought our 2 granddaughters from California to live with us. And we're really, really happy to say that on Wednesday we brought Emma home, the youngest, from Gainesville. She graduated from UF. And we're celebrating that this weekend. We're really glad that both of them got through college.
Hello, good morning. My name is Daria. I'm here in Florida on 2-week holiday with my son. We are from Ireland. I would like to thank everyone for being such a welcoming community and to express my joy at the nature that you have here. And please continue to take care of the flora and the fauna. And because there is so much destruction going, I'm sorry. Just thank you. Thank you for taking care of our beautiful natural world for us all to enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Daria. And welcome. We're so glad you joined us this morning. Anyone else? Camila.
Hi, Mommy. I'm going to talk now. Hello, I'm Camila. I just wanted to say thank you all. I'm just always grateful to come to this church. I don't live in Florida, I live in New York City, and I'm just always grateful to come every Sunday that I can come. It just makes me so happy to be in this community with all of you, and whether I've met you and shook your hand or not, like, I recognize your faces, and that is very comforting to me, and I'm just grateful to be here, so thank you for being you.
All right. And I do just want to say, Camila, that when you greet us, our hearts lift. And I think that goes for anyone who you see and your smile. So we're grateful for your presence. So grateful for all that has been shared this morning, joy and sorrow. Let's center ourselves into a time of meditation. Spirit of life and love, for each time a child runs out the door, may there be someone whispering, keep this child safe, and give them the curiosity and courage to explore the world. Each time a child runs out the door, let their prayers be heard. Please, someone, be here when I return, but trust that I can find my way in the world. Each time we say goodbye, let us be grateful for the gift of life that we share. That each child is their own person. And what we offer here is a home of value and a home of values to which they can return anytime. Let's enjoy some silence together.
Trust the seeds, although they lie in darkness, stirring beyond your watchful eye. Though they may not flower, flower as you dream. is over, you must trust the seeds. Some soon bloom to fill your heart with wonder, some only after you are gone. You must give them freedom, freedom, freedom to grow as they should. Give them room to spread their roots and trust the seeds. In your heart, you know that some may wither. All you can do is hope and pray. Some will rise up grander, grander, grander than you dreamed they could. There is room in planting if you trust the seeds.
Grateful to have Rachel come up and lead us in our responsive reading. The words are on the back of your order of service, and they'll also be on the screen.
Our responsive reading this morning was written by the Reverend William Ellery Channing in the 1830s. Channing was one of the founders of the Unitarian movement in the United States, and along with others, helped to establish the first Sunday schools in the country. I'll read the words in Roman type, and you will respond by reading the words in italic. The great end in religious instruction is not to stamp our minds upon the young, but to stir up their own. Not to make them see with our eyes, but to look in quietly and steadily with their own. Not to give them a definite amount of knowledge, but to inspire a fervent love of truth. Not to form an outward regularity, but to touch inward springs. Not to bind them by ineradicable prejudices to our particular sect or peculiar notions, but to prepare them for impartial, consequentious judging of whatever subjects may be offered to their decision. Not to burden the memory, but to quicken and strengthen the power of thought. Not to impose religion upon them in the form of arbitrary rules, but to awaken the conscience, the moral discernment. In a word, the great end is to awaken the soul, to excite and cherish spiritual life.
That'd be good. All right.
Our second reading comes from the Reverend Axel Gurman, who serves as co-minister at the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Monterey Peninsula. We are each different. Some of us are bigger and others are smaller. Some of us are taller and others are shorter. Our hair is different colors and our eyes are different shapes. Some of us like to spend our time playing video games. Others like playing with cards. Some of us like running. Others like reading. Some of us like eating cookies. Others like drinking coffee. We are different, but we're also alike, because each of us is good at some things and not so good at others. Each of us has days when we are kind and help others, and we each have days when we are grumpy and gruff. We are alike because we each try to do what seems right to us. We each do the best we can. Each of us likes it when we're happy and with good friends, but each of us has times when we're angry or sad. Let us remember that even though we may sometimes think life would be easier if everyone liked just what we like and everyone thought just what we think, our differences are what make each one of us unique and special.
I like your eyes, I like your nose, I like your mouth, your ears, your hands, your toes. I like your face, it's really you. I like the things you say and do. There's not a single soul who sees the skies the way you see them through your eyes. And aren't you glad? You should be glad. There's no one, no one exactly like you.
How many of you remember the pandemic? How many of you felt that it was a significant event in your life? So imagine being in elementary school or middle school and having an event like that impact you and your life and your connections with friends and fellow students, with sort of the wider family. Imagine that you come out of that and a hurricane happens. Imagine if you come out of a hurricane and realize that your education has been impacted by people in our state capital who feel that they know best how to educate children and perhaps limit what they can learn. This congregation, a few years ago, in their visioning work, lifted up the idea of being a beacon in our community, a beacon for truth and learning and knowledge and understanding. And when we did that, we recognized that that was not just for the adults sitting in the sanctuary. It was for our whole congregation, for all of us. And we began to think about how we might generate a different way of doing our religious exploration. And unfortunately, what with COVID and what with hurricanes and all of that, we are still just getting off the ground. But the good news, the reason we're here celebrating this morning, is that we have moved ourselves out of almost ground zero and into something really, really good. The world is hard enough for young people to grow into, hard enough yet if they're not taught to think critically, if they're not given the tools and the best information to act according to their own values. Young people are a blessing to this world and to this congregation, providing their energy and curiosity, enriching our days, reminding us that we are a part of a stream of life that extends far into the remote past and will continue as long as we play our part in working for the future of the planet and our children and our children's children. Our OWL program is such a great example of the work that we can do. Our Whole Lives is a comprehensive sexuality education program developed jointly with the United Church of Christ. In offering comprehensive sexuality education, we acknowledge that human sexuality is simply too important, too beautiful, and potentially too dangerous to be ignored in the religious community. We believe that this kind of education gives families and individuals of all ages the benefit of community support as they wrestle with issues of sexuality and decisions that need to be made in their own lives. The education, worship, group activities, and advocacy that encompasses our Whole Lives program offer youth a vision of the world that is more in tune with our Unitarian Universalist values. And this is a comprehensive values-based program which encompasses all aspects of being human, from attitudes and values to feelings and experiences. It acknowledges and celebrates the individual, but also the family and culture, spirituality, laws, institutions, science, and politics, all while keeping UU values at the core. In liberal religion, this is an ideal. We seek to provide roots and wings for our children. Roots in our tradition and in our values. Love, equity, generosity, justice, interdependence, acceptance, change, and a firm understanding that they are accepted and loved for who they are, and know that they're given the wings to make meaning in their own lives, the opportunity to clarify their own values and apply them to their own experience, the strength to develop their own true best selves, to grow in integrity, to respect themselves and others. Such a great program, and we're so grateful to have been able to offer it this year, and we hope to do so regularly in the future. But the work that Stephanie has been doing with our younger children is also amazing. She's taken a program called Spirit Play, which was developed from other Christian movements and adjusted to our UU values. And she has even taken it further and rewritten many of those lessons and presented them to our kids, infusing in the stories of other faiths and in stories of prophets of all ages and in our own time, our Unitarian Universalist values. She has brought forth the ideas that William Ellery Channing voiced in the 1830s, that what we are about in religious education is to give our children the tools they need to move forward in the world. But it's not just about our children. We are celebrating the infusion of new families into our community, which is a great joy. Our families, too, are struggling through COVID, trying to balance so many things in their lives, and the fact that we can offer them reinforcement for the values that they are trying to teach is such a blessing. In 2021, the Multinational Children's Ministry report, "Do We Need a New Plan for Children's Ministry?" surveyed families with children and youth on 3 continents about how children's faith formation had fared during the pandemic, and found that above all, families needed relational connections. The report said, unfortunately, these families' ties to their churches felt sometimes transactional, and that churches seemed to see themselves as content providers rather than sources of value and connection. There was another aspect to this as congregations came out of the pandemic, looking at the demographics and struggling with an understanding of what to do and how to respond. Wanting more families to come in the door, but thinking about it perhaps in the wrong way. The need of families then were being subordinated to the need for families. The needs of families subordinated to the needs for families. So our role, our job is to support families in their work, in what they do each and every day in teaching their children. In order for Unitarian Universalist faith formation to be relevant in the future, we have to focus on those values to affirm love and liberation and community and connection. We have such a great opportunity to center a multi-generational approach to worship and to education that offers community events and experiences that allow us all, each and every one of us, small and large, however we look, however we act, however we identify, to grow. We must, I think, move towards a more holistic approach to congregational life, thinking strategically about how a congregation centers the development of our faith from the youngest through the oldest, across the lifespan. Each moment of our lives, all our lives, presents an opportunity to wonder at the mysteries of life and love, to deepen our connections, to work towards understanding, to express our values through our relationships with each other. We are all remarkable creatures, young and old. We are extraordinarily complex and at the same time wonderfully simple, surprisingly robust and incredibly fragile. This morning, we have celebrated our religious exploration program. We are celebrating where we are, and we're celebrating a better future. We're celebrating a congregation where faith development can be an ongoing, multi-generational experience that happens through all aspects of congregational life, through formal classes and lectures and programs, but also informally as we share experiences, learn from each other, and grow together. What we are celebrating today is both the reality and the hope that we can send our young people out into the world with the tools and the connections they need to live lives of value rooted in the values of love, justice, and compassion that we hold dear. Let us continue to celebrate this good work each and every day. So as we take time to honor our celebration, reflecting on the music and words of today and the participation of our youth, the morning's offering for the ongoing mission of this whole congregation will be gratefully received. Those of you who are watching at home, information about how to donate is on the screen.
You're the soul who understands the scars that made me who I am. When the drifting sands of time, I got your back and you got mine. If you bear a heavy load, I'll be wheels, I'll be the road. I'll see us through the thick and thin, nor love and loss until the end. 'Cause you carried me with you, from the highest of the peaks to the darkness of the blue. I was just too blind to see. A lighthouse in a storm, you were always guiding me. Yes, it's true. You carried me with you from the day it all began. Yeah, you were there, you took my hand, and when I hurt a bit too deep, you watched me as I fell asleep. And when my head was in the cloud, you found a way to pull me out. You picked my heart up off the ground and showed me love was all around. Yeah, you carried me with you from the highest of the peaks to the darkness of the blue. I was just too blind to see. Like a lighthouse in a storm, you were always guiding me. Yes, it's true. You carried me with you. Oh, we'll be sitting on the world together, watching as the days turn into night. We know how to brave the stormy weather, and we're never giving up without a fight. Oh, if you should ever bear a heavy load, I'll be your wheels, I'll be the road. I'll see us through the thick and thin, for love and loss until the end. 'Cause you carried me with you from the highest of the peaks to the darkness of the blue. I was just too blind to see. Like a lighthouse in a storm, you were always guiding me. Yes, it's true. You carried me with you. You carried me with you.
All right, three things before I invite Dina Sewell up for just a brief announcement. Next set of circle dinners is coming up this Friday, May 19th. For those of you who don't know, circle dinners are small gatherings of 7 to 9 folks centered around a shared meal where you can get to know other members of the congregation just that much better. We have a drumming circle this afternoon at 4 o'clock on the pavilion. Hope you'll come and enjoy that. It's been just a great program. 4 o'clock this afternoon. And contrary to previous announcements, the exhibit of Lino Nezda's copper sculptures continues through the end of this month, and the exhibit has been augmented with some additional pieces. So if you've already been down, go down again and take another look at the exhibit. Next Sunday, May 21st, there'll be a reception in Menneker Foyer for that exhibit. So I'll invite Dina up, and as she comes forward, I should let you know that this past week, the Board of Trustees of UUCGN voted to allow a coalition of organizations across the state to use our congregation as a hub for a ballot initiative that's taking place to try and repeal recent legislation limiting abortion in this state. So, Dina.
So when we joined UU all those years ago, I don't exactly remember when, I think we've always been here, I asked Tony not to ask me to be on a committee or anything like that, because my personality is such that I have to fix it. And I was busy trying to fix reproductive decisions and rights in this county through Planned Parenthood. Today, I'm here to ask you to join me in fixing this. My husband and I went to a training yesterday in Fort Myers on how to get this ballot initiative on the ballot for 2024. I also have to share with you, presently, the 6-week limitation will be effective as of this summer. I'm very proud to be part of a congregation that is becoming a hub. There are lots of details about these hubs, which we will share preferably through eBlast from the office here, because this is a collaboration of many different groups. There will be no door knocking, and you can all figure out why. We need 1.5 million signatures in order to get the 900,000 that is needed, that are the good ones. It's going to cost us $15 million to get this done right. Now, I will put in the newsletter the website for the organization Floridians Protecting Freedom. My husband and I signed up for monthly donations. I also told my children if they wanted a happy mother on Mother's Day, that's where to go. So at this point, my husband Michael and Janet Hoffman will have these kind of clipboards. We will have the necessary paperwork to take your signatures. We will gather these and submit them to the supervisor of elections. There's a lot of details. I could give Stanley forever, but I'm just asking you to trust me and be part of this as we move forward. And we're also going to need a lot of volunteers. Even though after Stephanie's presentation, I wonder if there's anyone in this congregation who's not a volunteer. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dina. All right, let's get our energy out. Let's rise and sing our closing hymn, number 1000. In the teal hymnal, Morning Has Come. The words will be on your screen.
Morning has come, I'll rise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. A new day dawns, once more the gift is given. Wonder fills this moment shared together. The light of peace here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. Open our eyes to see that life abounds. Open hearts to welcome it among us. The light of hope here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home.
With thanks to Brentley and Rachel and Lara for speaking this morning, with thanks to Wolfie and Miguel and Lucas for being our ushers this morning, and for all our kids for bringing joy and energy into our lives. Thank you so much. Let us fill our hearts, our own hearts, and the hearts of our young people with courage and strength and tenderness, and their minds with visions of a world where truth and justice can prevail. Let's create safe and nurturing places for them to grow and tune our ears to hear their truths about who they are and all that they see. And let us commit to our children's future by doing all we can today to build the world we dream about. Go in peace. Go in love. Have a wonderful day.